Hi, welcome to Roller 101. I'm going to give you a few minutes on how to use the roller. And although you might be using it already, these guidelines will help you stay safe and use it most effectively. I'll also put in the link below the routines that I have that use the roller that do a lot of variety of things. But these guidelines will help you do that. We're going to start on the floor, barefooted, and the floor is best because the mat or something else could bubble and knock you off. So you want to be comfortable on the roller. We're just going to sit and roll our glutes for a little bit while I talk about some guidelines. It's a Pilates tool for me so that I stay in Pilates position. Head over tailbone, ear, shoulder, hip alignment, belly button to the spine, very zipped up, very open in my breathing. And as I go back and forth on my glutes, I'm opening up my hips. So that's something I want to talk about. But when you want to work on something specific, say your hips, you don't roll on top of it. You roll adjacent to it so that the roller is actually helping pull away from the area that it's giving you blockage or pain. So to work on your hips, for instance, you wouldn't roll on the hip. You would actually roll on your glutes or roll on the fronts of your legs to open up those hips. The other thing that I want you to constantly think about is staying on structure, rolling on your kidneys or other organs between your lumbar and your rib cage could be possibly damaging. So why do it? You can't actually stretch those things out or massage them. So just stay off of them. I don't agree with rolling on your abs because there's so much floating material in there that I would recommend you staying on structure, vertebrae, muscle, bone. Now, you also have to assess whether those parts of your body are stretchable. For instance, the IT band is not. So that when you go to work on the side of your body, you take yourself over and go in front of the IT band and not on top of it. Now, one of the things that you can think about, there's a bunch of things to think about, is keeping the leg off the floor so that you have more intensity. But if you want to just gently get into it, you go up and down, dragging your leg, landing your leg. The other thing that we know about roller, a lot of the research has shown, and there hasn't been enough at all, a lot of the research has shown that when you hit an adhesion or a block, we call it knots when you're getting a massage, the best thing to do is to sit on it rather than to keep pounding it with the roller. So say you are going up and down the front of that leg, and your foot is off the floor, and you're feeling, and all of a sudden you hit a knot. Well, just sit there 20 seconds. Just kind of breathe through it and say, okay, go ahead, break up, and then go back to your rolling. Okay. The other thing that's really important is doing full range of motion. So sometimes you get into a position, say you're in front of the IT band or behind it, and you stay in the part that feels kind of comfortable right from the hip to the middle of the thigh. It's really important in roller that you do full range of motion down to the bottom of the thigh, all the way up to that hip, all the way down. And if you need assistance with your hands, do it, because it's not really important that you balance while you're doing MFR as it is that you get that actual massage. So let's review. Stay on structure. Don't roll on organs or your abs. Breathe while you roll. Do full range of motion. Stop on an adhesion. Lift the leg up. Suspension creates more intensity. And we want to make sure that we're doing enough of the rolls to get everything that we're doing. So if you're kind of working out on your own and not using mine or somebody else's workout, try to remember angles, okay? So we say we do in front of the IT band, and we go up and down, up and down, up and down, and we feel great release in our pelvis and our groin, and we're getting some release in our glutes. The other angle you can do is take it behind and just diagonally get behind that IT band, and then you're getting a whole nother part. So when you pick some kind of roll to do, tweak it, move it, shift it, do an angle, just keep it safe and keep breathing through it. The other thing I want to point out that we do a lot in roller is we have to balance our body. One of the ways that we do that is like when we're doing the lumbar, putting our hands back here, we're above our tailbone, we're going up and down the lumbar, we're feeling like, all right, I'm going to get a nice massage in that lumbar. One of the things I want to point out is you don't rest your body on your hands. They're just there to keep you balanced, not falling down to the floor. So if you rest your body onto your hands, you're going to feel it in your shoulders and your wrists. And that's counterproductive, right? We're trying to get ourselves more comfortable and not less comfortable. Same thing for rolling the front of the legs. Now, rolling the front of the legs is particularly good because it really does loosen up those hips. So you're coming down and you're on your elbows and you're going up and down, full range of motion. Now, if you push your body into those elbows and you're going to feel that shift in your shoulder, it's going to be a little bit painful. Other variations you can do is pumping, right? Opening the front of the leg. So one of the things we try to do a lot of is open the muscles as much as possible, open the areas as much as possible, which brings me to rolling on your back. And this is where I seem to disagree with a lot of the other instructors. But my master instructor, Janet, and other people have shown me that this is the way to do it. And research. You wrap your arms around your head, right? So kick your arms out. You see how your back is pushed, right? So it's closed. When you wrap your arms around your head, lift your body up, your back is open. So going up and down that back. Nice. Good. Going up and down. You have a nice open back. And so that allows you to get inside of those vertebrae and you can mix up your pace. Perhaps you're going to go vertebrae by vertebrae to align, right? And perhaps you're going to go faster for flow. I would recommend mixing those up. And also, again, angles. You can tilt your body over to one side, go up and down, and you're going to feel it get under the scapula on the lifted side. And then, of course, do the counter position. All right, back to center. There's a lot of variations. You can come to your side and do a lot of side work. Again, you will find these in my workouts. So one of the things that's important to do is when you target an area, make sure that you try to take it through more than one way of looking at it. If you go up and down, and you don't loosen side to side, you're not going to get that kind of flexibility that you hope comes from working on the roller. One of the things that I like to do is to say, today I'm going to work on the part of my body that gets caught into a position that's very uncomfortable when I'm on the computer for most of the day, or when I've driven a lot, or when I've sat in a movie theater or sat in a car, and I'm going to loosen up the pelvis, or I'm going to loosen up the back, or I'm going to loosen up my triceps, whatever you've been overworking, the neck. That's one of the ones that we neglect a lot. I'm going to do one of those exercises with you right now. It's the only whole demo I'm going to do. You're going to wrap your arms around your head. You're going to start at the bottom of your rib cage. Remember, you're on the hard stuff. You roll up, and when you hit the bottom of your scapula, your shoulder blades, tilt your head all the way back behind the roller. Then roll up some more, and then the roller lands between your skull and your shoulders. Now hold it in there to get that cervical curve, that backward C starting to get back into position. When you come down, come out of it slowly and lift your head up, and then sit on your shoulders. You feel the difference there. Then take it down your back. All right, make sure you add breathing to that. Inhale, drop it back, exhale, let it land. While you're in that position, looking behind you, breathe a couple of times. Yeah. Then bring it to those shoulders. Yes. And breathe a couple of times. And then come on down. Okay, let's bring ourselves up. So there's a lot of things that we do with the roller. I recommend, again, that you go through some of the workouts, do what you can. It gets easier over time. And I'll be coming back with more of these tutorials. The next one is going to be standing on the roller. Why would we do that? You'll find out. So thank you. I hope this helps. Bye.